Yo, this is Zodiac Entertainment presents Taurus 2020 Vandal Visionariez, baby. We out here. Sodium City, we back. Know your ABCs.
Keep me straight in this head so I'm twisted like my dread.
Hello, this is A.rtist B.reakdown C.lub. Once again, we're sitting down with both members of 2020 today for the Zodiac Entertainment Presents Taurus Show, which is also going to be like a small birthday party for my brother.
Hey.
He's a Taurus.
Taurus.
So anyways, guys, let's get into this. How are you guys? How have you guys been?
Good.
You guys just performed the show.
Good.
Oh yeah, this is the year. You know, we got a new album coming out, official 2020 Vandal Visionariez album.
Yeah.
We're 10 tracks deep right now, you know. We're getting a lot of impact at shows lately. For the children's show next week, April 16th.
Yeah.
Okay, so first, before I start, I just want to ask you, because last time we didn't get to talk to you, like, Omnipotent Genii, I just wanted to get into a little bit of like what was the inspiration for that for you, and why is your name Omnipotent Genii?
Why is my name Omnipotent Genii? Well, I came up with that by the time my son was 5 months, years old. And the reason why I came up with that, because I was already like, everybody was calling me OG because of the original Ginger, you know. All of y'all always calling me OG. So I was like, and from some book, I heard somebody say the omnipotent uniqueness. I searched up some syllables for that and I found out Genii, which was omnipotent Genii OG, godly uniqueness, which stands for everybody has godly uniqueness inside of themselves. And that's what I stand for, because we're all equal, you know, we're all people. And we should stand up for something more than just our egos, you know. So, godly uniqueness, omnipotent Genii.
I like that. I knew that, but I wanted to make sure we got that. So, when did you guys decide that you guys were going to start working together as a group, like together? And what inspired the name 2020 for you, Vandal Visionariez, for you guys?
What really inspired it was first the 420 Vandals. That's what really inspired it. In the moment, as to all of the experiences that we had as the 420 Vandals back then, it really inspired what 2020 is. And now, what we changed it to is 2020 Vandal Visionariez. How we did that is the 2020 is perfect vision, right? And then you got the Vandal Visionariez, which means we fuck up the perfect vision to make a better vision, because there's no such thing as, hey, you're the best, man. None of us are the best, we only getting better, you know? So we gotta keep on fucking up the perfect vision to make an even better vision, you know? It's like cracking a part of the light inside of the darkness, you know, to finally get some light, you know? 2020.
And I want to add that it started, it was December of 2016. It was like a week prior of Kid Cudi dropping Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying, which I thought was an interesting concept, because where we were coming out, in that moment we used to have an old member, and where we were coming out and busted onto the scene with is that we wanted to incorporate the fact that males and females were equals. In December of 2016, for us, you know, we were fathers. We wanted to really get back into music and artistry. And so my dude right here invested in the studio, and then I don't know, it was like our solstice kind of change. And with the name, because at that time, what the 420 Vandals was a group of friends. And with the parting of that, us feeling like it still made us who we were to be fathers, we wanted to hold on to that piece. So that was our winter solstice of getting ready to burst out onto the scene. And, you know, all the plans that we set for ourselves in our vision board came true, except for the incorporation of the other artists. Lacour, you know, shuts up. So
I think you guys still, like, I think it's cool when you guys, like, collab with, like, other artists. Like, we did some shit together, and you guys had some shit with Lacour and a few other artists, like Mari,
all
you know,
those.
and I just think that's good. Like, I think it's cool that you guys, like, have branched out and done those collabs with other artists as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for real though.
So,
that's nice.
what do you think inspired both of you, like, to want to work with each other as artists?
For me, what made me want to work with Ro is the fact that I'd always watched him and like I promoted his music, you know what I mean? Because he was doing it when we were kids. And I remember telling people like, yeah, this is my cousin's song, especially that Sweet Endings. All that.
Oh, dude.
You know what I'm saying? And he feels some way about it, but you know what I mean? I kind of remember back in the day being his hype man and like promotion like team, you know what I mean? So wanting to work with him kind of came naturally in a weird way. I can't understand why between us both that it took so long for us to like land on the fact that we were working together, because we were working simultaneously like next to each other and with the same type of people ish.
Well, I remember this was years back. I think it was like 2014 or 2015. But I was at your guys' place and I started asking this dude. I was like, hey man, do you know who African Bambaataa is? I was like, do you know who Tribe Called Quest is? Do you know who Jake Dilla is? And he's like, whoa dude, this dude actually like listens to real hip hop. Like, do you know who KRS-One is?
Yeah.
You know? Like, do you know like these actually cats that like, do you know who Big L is? You know what I mean? Like, De La Soul. You know what I mean? Dilated Peoples.
Blackalicious.
And we just started like getting
Size
so
alphabet.
into it and saying all these artists' names, you know. So we were like already united in hip hop since the day we really met. And I think that's what really like inspired it off, was a long time ago, before we even thought about making music together.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's really cool that you guys like
That was a
grew
good
up
house there too.
listening to the same things, you know?
Yeah.
So, personally, I would say that like two of my favorite songs from you guys, one is Together Can We, and two is Terracotta Play. Can you explain a little bit of like what the inspiration was for Together Can We?
Together Can We, the inspiration for that one was short and sweet. And again, like my dude said earlier, we tried to fuck up the vision, so we went sweet and bitter. And came at it with I wanted to take it back to like a old school feel and use a more like Onyx, Sticky Fingers type of energy of where we come with this message, you know what I mean, and speak to people and hit them really quick with it. Again, at the time we were with a different female artist, so we spoke as two men, two different fathers, a black and a white man in the world of war and treachery and betrayal. And then we had the woman side of it, you know what I mean? And the inspiration for that was Timberland boots and the logo and all the hidden history with that. And, you know, looking into the fine print of where everything is originated from.
Even Gucci now. Yeah.
That's awesome. I really like that inspiration. It's like, dude, I remember hearing that song come on as your alarm, and I was just like, this is such a good song. And then I heard that it was your voice, and I was just like, what the fuck has been going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wanted to come grimy with you.
Bro, I want you to talk about Terracotta Plays a little bit. What was the inspiration behind that?
Well, the night before, we just got done recording this track actually featuring On This Beat.
Yeah.
And the core, and of course 2020. And that song was really deep, you know. We had a really like awesome night, but at the same time, what we were talking about was really dark.
Yeah.
So we really got into that space. I woke up that next morning and have a different type of like feeling inside of my gut, you know? So I found this beat and I was like, Daniel's sleeping, you know what I mean? He's just like, I gotta rest, yo. We stayed up all night. I stayed up, I didn't give a fuck. But yeah, so I found this beat and then I laced it down and I was like, Daniel, you gotta go on after that. So basically my part, the inspiration about that whole song was, my part was about like a man stuck in his ways trying to get out of so-called love, you know, when it ain't unconditional, you know. Like the sun burns my skin just like you do to my heart, you know. And then I had to let this dude know, like when he goes into it, that he got to go off with something like type of I don't care, like I really don't care, like 2 middle fingers in the air, you know what I mean? So when he went off with his part, man, that shit was just beautiful, man. That shit was so fucking beautiful. Terracotta's Plague, check that shit out, www.soundcloud.com/2020BB.
We'll definitely put the links to those songs in the interview. So that's awesome. You guys are awesome. So what are a few of your guys' favorite projects that you've done together besides that? Like one each.
Alright, you go first.
Shit, alright. One of my favorite projects, putting together with Ro, my cousin, my brother, my 2020 Vandal, is probably Delusional Crooks. I'd throw that one up there, and that's kind of a track that I don't think we've released yet.
Why is that one of your favorites?
So, again, I like working with him because I feel like he brings a more emotional artist side of me that I kind of try to keep hidden, and he makes me confront it, and I think that that's like one of the reasons why I love working with him. And Delusional Crux was a story just like front to back about, you know, like situations. I came in with a story, he came in with a story. And the reason why I loved that one is because where we were when we recorded it. And we were in a hotel room, we had fucking our kids there. We had horror movies, we had junk food, and it was like we were on the road and we were touring, but we got the chance to stop and make a track with our kids, you know? And still to this day, I don't know what the noise is in the end of Venomous Creatures, but that was another.
Alright.
My favorite project that we have made is a track that is actually unreleased right now. It's gonna be on the new album.
What's the next question?
Let
me ask you this then. What upcoming projects do you have in the works and what details can you provide? If you want to provide any.
The new album is coming out sometime before the end of the year. You know, we don't got an actual release date on it yet.
I don't want one.
You know, because we don't need no release date. We're gonna release it when we want. But besides that, the favorite project that actually we've made together is Hold You Down. For the fact that when we wrote this based on a normal person going through stuff, situations worse than you'll ever go through. You know what I mean? Situations that you'll ever go through. And at the end of the stories, we come through in light. We're shedding the light.
Fuck up the vision.
So we're shedding the light
really
and actually showing,
everything.
gratitude and love.
Okay.
So that's my favorite track, bro. Like that shit's beautiful.
It is.
I'm excited. I'm pretty sure I've heard it.
I don't know.
Maybe a little bit of it.
A little bit of it.
You guys
I think you heard the
some of your
beat.
shit by me.
I think we heard the beat.
So, what is the message and persona that you guys want to portray through your music if you have one?
The message and persona. My message personally is, it is for the children. Our grandparents used to say that we were young whippersnappers, you know, like growing up the way I did, not having, you know, a complete family or household, the message was kind of astray and askew, and I didn't really have a image of what it was. You know, I just thought that life was something that you do. But now I understand that it's for the people behind you. So my first message is for the children. It'll always be for the children. I may swear and get profane in songs, whatever. But that's part of my persona. And my persona is the fact that I'm a man. I feel like I've grown and ascended to the point to where I get the glory to be able to work with my brother, work alongside my sister, see you grow, see him grow, watch myself grow, watch our children grow, and fortify the fact that it was for the children, because I was one of those children it was for, you know, and I'm a beneficial child.
Yeah, that's some real stuff, man. The first one is for the children, always will be, 2020 Vandal Visionariez. The second one for me would be more to make an impact and inspire people. Because there's people out there that just wish they could have, you know, a shoe on their foot, you know? So we got to do it for people that don't have a voice. And I think that's a big message that we send off, for the fact that we're not doing it for the whips and cars. We're not doing it for the jewelry.
Never seen my industry rap.
We're not doing it for the you know, Gucci or whatever they call it no more. What are we doing it for? For the people out on the streets, the kids who never asked for this. You know, there's kids out there in other countries especially that are voiceless, that will never have a voice or even have a chance to even get out there. Now that's the people that we really do it for. 2020.
Okay. So, both of you have been working on your music for a long time. Like, it's been like 10 plus years for both of you guys, you know? So, like, what is some of the stuff that you guys go through in this process, and like, what inspires you to like keep going as the years go by?
With my first couple of solo projects being completely, I don't want to say destroyed, just sold, and me kind of getting taken out of that, I actually kind of like feel grateful about the fact that I was cut short, because I feel like I would have portrayed the wrong image had I started that way. And even on my SoundCloud, like, there's a couple of tracks on there that are very, very old,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm glad, you know, that I caught myself. So what keeps me going is the fact that, I mean, really, I got to articulate myself out of what I started as. Not that it was bad or anything, it was just not what I would have wanted to be known to my children today, you know? And so, yeah, my push is longevity.
Hey, that's pretty much the same, man. I mean, longevity. I remember one day when I was younger, when I was like 15, and my Uncle V, shout out to Swerve, he inspired a lot of my music, actually, you know. He used to bring me to police stations, and we used to clean police stations and stuff, and if I'm not going hard enough, he'll be like, yo, push it the way you do your flow, because I hear your voice, and I know even if you don't make it, that you'll make an impact, but you gotta keep pushing it. And so, like, I would start cleaning a whole police station under 30 minutes, which is damn near impossible, just because my Uncle V, you know what I mean? He was the one who inspired me to, like, actually release mixtapes, like, get a beat machine, you know, start making my own beats, and doing all that fun stuff, you know? So, like, shout out to Swerve. And another one that really keeps me going is my son, you know, and my nieces, you know? Like, they're the ones who really inspire me when I hear them, like, just singing alone, and they don't want nobody to hear them. That's what really inspires me, you know, like, just seeing that little seed, and how much they grow, and you don't even know how much they're really growing, you know, in the background. So that's what keeps me going,
Yeah.
you know. So
Shouts out to the young ones on the freestyles.
Yeah.
Woo! Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're gonna get them on the album.
That's wild. Okay, so I want you guys to talk about, like, what do you think some of the things, or what do you think are some things that make our local scene, like, struggle in hip hop? And what do you think are some of the good things about Salt Lake City, like, hip hop?
All right. Immediately, the first thing that makes the scene in Salt Lake City struggle is the fact that there is no love. There is only clicks. I specifically think that if people were to watch, you know, even the way that somebody's doing it 300 miles, let alone all the way in New York where, you know, hip hop originated from, if they would see the way that people don't step on each other and maybe don't even promote them and stay out of their way completely, but you don't have to blackmail, you don't have to bushtail, you don't have to tailgate, you don't have to coattail. And I feel like immediately the first thing that I would say is that clicks. The second thing that I would say that is detrimental to our scene is favoritism. And I guess that goes into clicks, but specifically favoritism. And then number 3 that I would say is the fact that nobody remains to understand that they're still teachable. I feel like everybody kind of gets to a mind state where they're an artist and they make music and they cannot see past that. But they don't understand that somebody may play the guitar string that they don't, you know? Like,
That's real. Okay. So,
I feel that, dog. Hey, I feel that.
I like that. So what do you think are some of the good things about Salt Lake City's hip hop scene?
The good things is the shows, you know, because when you go to shows, people really most people would really want to talk to you, you know, they would really want to cipher and everything. So, I mean, that's one of the things. And the other thing is really though, the music that I've always been listening to in Salt Lake has always been straight from the soul most of the time, you know, unless you're somebody not trying to be yourself, most people come straight from the inner core, you know, they come from the natural, pure spot of them, you know, themselves. So that's a good thing. Another thing though is what I feel like is detrimental that is going on around here in Utah is more people need to unite. More people need to actually be like, oh dude, you got a show. Yeah dude, let's go. Actually message somebody like they're a human, you know, talk to somebody like they're a human. And then once we actually can unite and start writing together, even without making songs, but writing together and just freestyling, hanging out and brainstorming, making ideas to make Utah even better hip hop community.
Yep.
This is what I know what will happen, but it takes people like us to make this unity happen.
That's what I'm trying to do. We're trying to meld all the communities.
Artist Breakdown Club.
Okay, so what do you guys think makes your group unique in comparison to other musicians in Salt Lake and everywhere else?
I think, like he said earlier, we're kind of a really voice of the voiceless. I feel like we kind of have a unique style because of the fact that we're single fathers. We're men about it. We're going through life. We went through most of life alone and really fortifying ourselves. So what we know to present to people, you know, we've really taken the time to adjust and figure out, you know, a way to talk to somebody and have an interaction with somebody, you know, even in conflict, and try to really be like an adult about life, but hold on to our youth. I said it in one of my songs, I love to be a child, you know what I mean? I still got a Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirt, but my mind doesn't portray what I wear or who I am. My mind is what I am, you know, and so that's what I think makes us different too, is because you'll never see me wilding out in the club or at a show or something like that and have to blame it on some alcohol. Like, no, you know what I mean? I think that's what sets us, you know what I mean? That's what sets us off, is like, I can be inebriated too or whatever, but I don't act an ass. You know?
And what makes us different too is we've been writing since we were 11, 12, you know. We've always wrote our own lyrics, our poems. You know, we've always orchestrated our own craft.
Yeah.
So that's what makes us different, because we're not trying to be like nobody, you know. I've always been Ro. He's always been Daniel. You know, and it created 2020. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so last question is, what do you think was one of your guys' favorite performances since you started this?
Liquid Joe's. Standing up on the little stage thing they had with him and doing Letter of Refusal. It was a very
jumping off the stage and shit.
Yeah, and going into the crowd for What Lies Beneath and shit was really, I don't know, eye-opening for what we have.
My favorite was fucking What Lies Beneath. How we were going back and forth, man, that shit was hot. Even though I lost my voice at the end of the show,
Yeah.
you know, we were still going fire, so.
That's so sick. Well, I'm really glad that I got to have both you guys here today, and I'm glad that you guys are coming again for Zodiac. So
Taurus.
Thank you. Happy early birthday coming up here soon,
I love it. Thank you.
What's up?
and we will see you guys there.
2020. Yo. 2020 V.
2020
V. 2020 V. 2020. Hey. Double V. My skin returns and my bed no longer rocks in my seat. Ying things they call me crazy. It must be from no sleep since I've been up all night. I'm shot in the sheets, so maybe there's really something beneath.
My jungle eyes bleed internally.
There's no way out.
The darkness is in these streets.
Hey, and there's no way out. And in this matrix, you think you make it, but you will fade out.
There's
no sleep for the spirit, no sleep. No way out, no.
I got Rosemary's Baby having an exorcism in the deepest of trenches, which is head twisting, body bending.
Yeah.
It's infectious, such a mess. We were meant to be relentless. See, the problem is endless. Don't mistake the lead for the pen. It's horrendous. Torture myself. These flames are what I'm drenched in. Well, hey, Miss Precious, here's my reference.
Hey.
I'm Count Dracula, while all you do is count blessings.
Jodie Foster, panic in a room of ill intentions. Too many secrets in the world that we live in. No matter how many times you have a vision, cut the puppet strings, destroy the leader mission. They call this the limelight, it's not what I envision. Don't wanna rush this time, focus on the distance. Realize the control is in the television, and GMOs are the causes in your heart skipping.
That's why I cook maggots in the kitchen. With my iron skillet, I keep it sizzling. What I'm cooking up with my hoodie up might give you a premonition. Get them shook like an aneurysm. Omnipotent Textiles, giving you the real 2020 vision. If you haven't listened, well, this is what you're missing.
They kill us for commission. The wall is meant to keep us in. I hope you paid attention. I hope you people listen. My skin returns and my bed no longer rocks in my seat. Ying things they call me crazy. It must be from no sleep since I've been up all night. I'm fighting the sheets, or maybe there's really something beneath. There's really something beneath.
You don't understand or get it.
it.
I'm already dead, therefore you cannot end it. And I came back as a ghost in spirit. No sleep, even when I finish. Hold the last key, I'm insidious. All will be diminished. Beyond the gates, it's a game where everyone's on the hit list. Go and fight your monsters, hide skeletons in your closets. But rest assured they come back even more vicious.
Hey, like this.
Hey,
That's my favorite part of the song.
hey,
It's in
2020.
these streets. That's why I said I'm just trying to figure where I'm at though. Boxing up my mind, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Tell the tales of hearts in a black hole. Lost it all in the dark like Edgar Allan Poe.
Searching through the dark like a skylight, where the fuel for the monster is my life.
And inside there's an enemy with 3 eyes. Demons breathe in and feast in the heat light.
Yo, with a vision in a system that doesn't seem right. I'm a walking contradiction, I ran the red light.
But you can't get your head right. Empire's dead night. All they want to do is end life, but you stretch high.
Reaching function for a reason like limbs of a tree. Sitting praying, not the sitting prey in this reality.
I'm an Amityville animal practicing alchemy. About to jump off the balcony, creating his reality.
Came back with a little my destination different. Disturbed in my mind, but stupefied the ignorant. Found no peace. I think I told you before that my mind shifted. My surroundings don't match me. Anomaly, not too far from who I
used to be.
Orange to the Crayola box though. Young soul from the league of the Negro. Foreign to the ego. From the balance of myself like a free throw. Even with a blindfold, you can feel these headless rappers to the box then say Cheezo. Cherries and berries in my nightmares, trying to stop those. They trying to put me in the dirt. Here's the rose. Death, no dishonor, that's the life I chose. They tell to the flower
knowing that we had to grow, had to grow.
I was laughing.
2020.
The mud to the flower bed, knowing that we had to grow, nigga. 2020, we out here. Vandal Visionariez. I'm a little.
We love y'all for the children.
Loving and laughing.
2020 VV.